Hello viewer, thank you for joining us. This is CBA News in brief with the latest from Somalia, Somaliland, Ethiopia, Djibouti and Eritrea. My name is Yunis Dekow. The Ethiopian Electric Power EPC yesterday inaugurated Negele Dawa 3 hydropower dam, which has the capacity to generate 254 megawatts of electricity. It also indicated that the dam built between Bale and Guji zones of the Oromia region of Ethiopia will also be used for irrigation, benefiting thousands of smallholder farmers living in the area, according to Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed, who inaugurated the project yesterday morning. He stated that the irrigation development of Bale and Gizi zones have the potential to feed the whole of Ethiopia. Water is the future focus of Ethiopia, he said. The dam has the capacity to carry 2.57 billion metric cubic water. The construction of the dam has delayed for years and finally completed after 9 years, costing the nation $451 million. Stating that the project shouldn't have taken such a long time, Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed urged similar power generation projects. Now our focus should be on how we can start and complete Negele Dam 6 project, said Dr. Abiy Ahmed. The Premier invited local investors to venture with the government on the development of Negele Dawa 6 hydropower dam and irrigation project, which he said is estimated to cost about $1 billion. Though there are many interest by foreign investors to venture with the government of Ethiopia on Negele Dawa 3 hydropower dam and irrigation project, the government gives priority to the local investors, according to Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed. The U.S. military has carried out the fourth airstrike against Al-Shabaab fighters in southern Somalia in less than a week. In a statement, U.S. Africa Command said it conducted an airstrike targeting Al-Shabaab terrorists in the vicinity of Berhani, Somalia, on 4th of February 2020. According to the statement, the initial assessment concluded that the airstrike killed one militant. The mission said Somalia remains key to the security environment of East Africa, and its long-term stability is important to advancing U.S. interest in the region. We will continue to work together on our support of the federal government of Somalia in its effort to bring improved governance, development and stability to the Somali people, the mission vowed in their statement. 2 days ago, the U.S. Africa Command said in coordination with the Somali government, the U.S. military conducted an airstrike targeting an Al-Shabaab terrorist in the vicinity of Jilib town. Last month, the U.S. military bombed Al-Shabaab bases in the same vicinity in southern Somalia. The drones belonging to the U.S. military have destroyed also a camp in Jilib town, which is the headquarters of Al-Shabaab. Somalia's federal authorities and the United Nations have called for urgent humanitarian assistance to avert an acute food insecurity situation that could threaten millions of people in the country. The call was made during the launch of the post-date, that is the October-December seasonal food security and nutritional assessment for Somalia on Monday. The periodic assessment is conducted twice a year by the Food Security and Nutrition Analysis Unit and the Farmer and Early Warning System Network, both of which are managed by the Food and Agricultural Organization of the United Nations in collaboration with various partners and governments. The assessment notes that up to 1.3 million people in Somalia face acute food insecurity and require urgent humanitarian assistance. At the same time, more than 690,000 children below the age of 5 could become acutely malnutritioned by the end of the year. The UN Resident Coordinator and Humanitarian Coordinator for Somalia, Adam Abdul Mola, said that humanitarian needs persist despite favorable day rains that improved the food security situation across Somalia. Mr. Abdul Mula also noted that although the past desert locust invasion in Somalia had been limited and localized, it carries a high risk of damage to crops. Somalia's Deputy Minister for Agriculture and Irrigation, Hamoud Ali Hassan, attributed the country's humanitarian challenges to factors beyond seasonal weather variations. The FAO representative in Somalia, Etine Petismichi, concurred that the country has experienced multiple challenges such as poor good rains, that is the season running from April to June, compounded by the recent invasion of desert locust. Mr. Peter pointed out that this complex issue requires concerted efforts to contain. Daniel Mola, the FSNAU Chief Technical Advisor, on the other hand, noted that forecast by the Intergovernmental Authority on Development IGAD indicates that most parts of Somalia will register favorable good rains this year, which may experience below average good rains that could negatively impact on crop and livestock production. The Somali government and international partners just last month appealed for more than 1 billion humanitarian support to cater for the 3 million Somalis affected by lack of food this year. That will include a monthly food assistance to 2.1 million people according to the Humanitarian Response Plan. The United Nations Food and Agricultural Organization says it requires an initial $3 million initial response to fight the desert locust. A free 24-hour ambulance service in Somalia made an announcement via its Twitter page asking for help to raise $6,454. This is in order to release 2 newly donated ambulance buses that have been impounded at the Mogadishu seaport due to accumulated charges. The non-governmental organization specializes in responding to situations like minor injuries, accidents, pregnancy-related complications, and illnesses. Also, they have been significantly helpful to victims of terrorist attacks, mostly in the Somali capital, Mogadishu. Additionally, they provided reliable statistics on casualties during response missions in the conflict areas. This is significant because a number of media houses across the country and around the world rely on first-hand data from Ambulance to report the news. In order to carry out their humanitarian operations, the organization relies solely on public funding, which is generated from the Somalis in the diaspora, business people, and medical students. However, over the years, the company has hinted at the possibility of closing down due to financial constraints, among other business-related issues. It will be recalled that in 2017, people united to raise funds for the Ambulance after a deadly October terror attack that killed hundreds of people. After the campaign, they were able to raise almost $33,000. The company was created in 2006 with the aim of providing cost-free ambulance services to the less privileged people in Somalia. Abdul Qadir Adan, a dentist, invested $4,200 of his own money to refurbish an old minibus into a functional ambulance. This venture later grew into a team of 19 ambulances and 38 nurses, paramedics, and drivers. Ambulance is currently the only semi-public ambulance service in Somalia, and its expansion is also favorable to public health, especially the masses who rely on this free service as opposed to the unreliable government provisions. That is all we have for you in this particular news summary. Thank you for being with us. Enjoy the rest of your viewing.